Now, I've heard it said that maybe we have a problem, and I can see by some of the signs here that we have a problem as an office investigating and prosecuting police officers and correctional officers. Well, that's just not true. And the record does not support that. In fact, and I welcome you to make a public records request, and we will make them readily available for you. Our office, since I've been the state attorney, has convicted over 315 police and correctional officers during my tenure, and many have gone to prison for 10, 15, up to 50 years. So obviously this office does not shy away from those responsibilities, and we take those responsibilities seriously. It's not easy because our police officers are there to protect us, but when they do commit a crime, they're going to be held responsible just like anyone else.
Our obligation as prosecutors is to only bring charges when we have got sufficient evidence to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And because that is our standard, even if I believe somebody violated the law, if I can't prove it, I can't file it. That's why we ended up with so many people who look like me in prison, who died in prison, because prosecutors did that. That's not going to happen in this office, at least not while I'm here or while she's here.
24 years of excusing police brutality and ignoring abuse in the prison system is 24 years too long. That's why we asked for Ms. Rundle's resignation, so the Democratic Party of Miami-Dade can support a prosecutor who will pursue justice and help be part of the solution to repair a criminal justice system that has done so much damage to communities, especially communities of color, throughout the state and the country.
First Amendment, June 5, 2017 exclusive. Miami's top prosecutor busted censoring Darren Rainey protesters. Miami-Dade County's state attorney Katherine Fernandez-Rundle is censoring at least 100 of her critics on Twitter, including a dozen accounts either named Darren Rainey or with the deceased man's profile image. We have pictures to prove it. It all started when the prosecutor sent a tweet about freedom. This exclusive report is based upon public records requested from the Miami-Dade SAU's office under Florida Sunshine Law, including their social media policy, which as it turns out does not specify that a public official in their office has any allowance to censor citizens by blocking access to their public posts. Miami residents are in an uproar after the veteran prosecutor decided not to charge Rainey's captors at a state prison rife with abuse. When government actors block critics on social media, it may violate both the state of Florida and federal constitution, both of which protect the right to petition the government. State Attorney Fernandez-Rundle is facing intense public criticism after she declined to prosecute the 4 Florida state prison guards who left Darren Rainey, a nonviolent offender, locked in a scalding hot shower with external temperature controls for over 90 minutes until he was found dead. Rainey's post-mortem body temperature was estimated at 109 degrees. The prosecutor's office didn't initially wish to respond to our records request, writing, "We have no responsive records to your second request." But we shared an image provided by Navy Corpsman Daniel Suarez proving that Miami's top prosecutor was censoring citizens, so they relented and delivered a dozen images, which may not even be the complete list. Florida public officials should always turn over these kinds of lists if they do in fact exist because they're a matter of serious public interest, says Faudidlin Pierre, a Florida attorney who has filed suit to obtain social media records. I commend the state attorney for promptly releasing this critical document. Also, it is unclear that Florida officials are allowed to block citizens whatsoever without running afoul of the state's Sunshine Law, which requires public officials to provide information in the most expeditious and convenient format possible. Florida Statute 119.021, 1b says that the custodians of records must make their records easily accessible. Insofar as practicable, a custodian of public records of vital, permanent, or archival records shall keep them in fireproof and waterproof safes, vaults, or rooms fitted with non-combustible materials and in such arrangement as to be easily accessible for convenient use. Even an experienced prosecutor would have a tough time defending the block in a state court, which forces critics to request tweets manually or to find a computer where they're not logged in to access the public official's messages. Not everyone agrees on the applicability of the Constitution's First Amendment when public officials block people on Twitter. It's pathetic. That's what attorney Mark Randazza said about the prosecutor's lengthy Twitter block list. He's a First Amendment attorney and thinks that social media blocking is a matter of the quality of public service people are receiving. I don't believe this is a First Amendment problem, I believe this is a pathetic public official problem. Miami-Dade's medical examiner blamed Rainey's mental illness and said the prison guards didn't mean to kill their schizophrenic, 50-year-old victim. Fernandez-Rundle's own political party is livid over the decision to forego prosecution of the guards entrusted with Rainey's care, and voted overwhelmingly for a second time in 2 months to demand the 24-year veteran prosecutor's resignation, but for the second time failed to achieve a quorum to make that vote official, meaning that a third vote will happen later this month. It's really ironic that the only reason we found out that the state attorney is censoring her critics, says Petty Officer Suarez, whom the prosecutor silenced on Memorial Day, is because she made a post about freedom.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.